This why I say, and this why I speak on the importance of getting yourself together before you do anything else, bro. Like, the more and more I think about the things I did in the situations I put myself in, relationships that should have never been built, places I should have never been, company I should have never kept, been around, none of that. Like, I sit here some days, bro, and I just can't believe that I made it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you, bro, when you literally don't have no guidance, like when nobody showed you how to, you ain't even gotta show a nigga what to do. Tell a nigga what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, help a nigga avoid some of the avoidables. And this where, you know, this is where I do point the finger at the few men that was a part of my life. You know what I mean? Like my uncle, and like you got a lot of people, like you got a lot of people that will tell you over and over and over again um that you are wrong, or that you doing something wrong, or that you fucked up, or that you made a mistake, or that you didn't do it right, or that you ain't shit, or you never gonna be nothing. You got people that will tell you that shit all day long. Not once will they tell you how to fix it. Not once will they tell you how to avoid and prevent a next time. Niggas will critique, niggas will point the finger, niggas will judge, people will judge all day, every day. And not once will they take the same amount of time out to tell you how you could do it right. And I sit here and I think sometimes, bro, about my life, bro, and some of the things that I was a part of, some of the shit that I went through, you know, just not having guidance. You feel me? Like, that's probably one of the only things in this life. That's probably one of the main things about life that got to do with this experience that I got a chip on my shoulder about. It ain't much, bro, but that's one of the things, because I had so many people that was supposed to be leading me, bro, was supposed to be guiding me, was supposed to be, you know, looking out and helping me, trying to help me get set up for my future, or to go from being a boy to a man. You know what I'm saying? So many people was around me, bro, but they was spectators, bro. They chose that time around me to spectate and gossip, point the finger, judge, talk down instead of talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is like one of the only times that I point my finger at anybody, or, you know, uh place blame. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I had uncles and shit. My dad, bitch ass nigga, he left like, you know, I was like 10. But even my mom and my grandma, I'm like, you know this, bro. So many people will judge you, will tell you you did it wrong instead of how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, bro, I be sitting here just thinking about my life from the time I jumped off the porch to now, 37. And that's where the chip come in at, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. A nigga did fairly well, you know what I'm saying, for no guidance. You know what I'm saying? For not having a teacher, not having a role model, not having a mentor, not having anybody to at least tell me what not to do, where not to end up. You know what I mean? Telling me where the shit was at, so I don't step in it. And it's like, damn, bro, I did a lot of nut ass shit. I took on a lot of shit. I was a part of a lot of shit, and it's a part of my story, it's a part of my journey. But some shit, I ain't gonna lie, just to keep it P, like, I wish I did have some thorough old heads. I wish I did have good leadership, you know what I'm saying, around me, bro. Niggas could give out ass whoopings, niggas could discipline you and shit, and talk crazy to you and put you on punch, all that type of nut ass shit. Niggas could do all that shit, bro, but can't show you how to make it out here, show you how to, or tell you, or try to explain to you how to survive. And a lot of times, bro, when that shit come in the form of like yelling and screaming, bro, you ain't gonna really get the message. It's hard to weave out and dissect and pick through everything that was said so negatively and so aggressively. It's hard to get the message in that shit. And that's where a lot of my messages probably, a lot of the information and messages that I probably was supposed to pick up on came in the form of like aggression. You know what I mean? Niggas yelling and shit. But it's like, yo, it's crazy, bro. Like I ain't end up like a lot of my friends. I ain't end up like a lot of niggas I knew, heard about, grew up with, went to school with. I ain't end up like them niggas. That's why, for real, bro, it ain't even really up to your parents. It ain't even up to your guardians. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen, Like, what the universe, what the creator got planned for you is just that. Cause it ain't no reason why I shouldn't have ended up like the niggas I grew up with. And I shouldn't have ended up like the people, you know, that I came in contact with that's my age, and we from two different walks of life. But them niggas then, you know, went through so much shit, you know what I mean? And got into so much shit. And here it is, me. I ain't went through half of the shit that a lot of these niggas I know went through. You know what I'm saying? So it was set in stone, but, you know, sometimes I sit back and I think, like, all the people that was in front of me and that was supposed to be leading me and nourishing me, you know, instead they was like trying to tear me down, it seemed like, you know what I mean? Or trying to, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, man, like, I'm proud of me, bro. Cause I wasn't even supposed to be at this point. I ain't even supposed to be 37. I ain't even supposed to be alive. After all this shit I went through and experienced and the shit that happened to me and happened to people close to me and around me that I was with every day. But that's why it's important, man, to instill that shit in your kids, bro. If you a guy and you got sons or daughters, man, overdo it. You know what I'm saying? OD on that shit. Pour into your kids, bro. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Don't gatekeep nothing. No information, resources, any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like that too. Like, you know, during my journey and my upbringing, like, I had motherfuckers that'd tell me what I wasn't doing right, bro, but wouldn't try to help me. You know what I mean? Wouldn't tell me how to right the wrong. You get what I'm saying? Would gatekeep opportunities and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, family. That's why I say family. Family a joke, bro. That shit a myth. It's some made up shit. I really believe that now. I used to say it so much, but I ain't really believe in it. I ain't really buy too much into it, but I really like understand. Like, bro, I got people that I met in passing that I feel more connected to. I feel like they more family to me than my own family. That blood thicker than water shit, it probably technically is, but that shit don't. That ain't. That don't go for. That ain't a good fucking metaphor. That ain't a good fucking whatever. That ain't a good joint. That ain't a good comparison, bro. Like if you comparing it to say blood is thicker than water and family is thick, that shit, that's wrong, bro. You know what I mean? That ain't a good little. That ain't a good analogy or whatever word I'm looking for. That ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Like I be looking back at my life like, damn, bro, I went through so much. And you know, the sad part about it is, like I said, that's my story. You know, it was supposed to go the way it's supposed to go. That's my journey. Those are my experiences. But the sad part about it is, I'm glad, I'm gonna say this, I'm glad I didn't have kids too young. I'm glad I didn't place myself 100% in the streets. I'm glad I didn't do certain things that would have cost me my life, that would have rearranged my whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's already written and everything, but I do feel like at times we can fast forward, we can modify and edit our stories at times. And I'm just glad that nothing catastrophic happened to me, whereas though, you know, it would have just been too late, or it would have just been like some crazy, you know what I mean? Like, because what I'm trying to say is, when I think about what I went through in my life and the places I put myself at, the people I put myself around, the things that I did and I was a part of, the sad part about it is I had people around me that could have helped me with that. But instead they wanted to just point the finger and yell and discipline and tell you all of the reasons why you were wrong, instead of giving you solutions, trying to help you or make it to where as though you won't be wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could right the wrongs, bro, because the things I went through, I'm like, damn, I could have avoided this. Like, it was things that I could have avoided. I could have got out of the way of. You know what I'm saying? But when you got people around you that's just telling you what to do, talking at you and not to you, talking down to you and not to you, not talking to you like you a fucking human being, like you are a boy that's going to eventually grow into a man. No different from, like I said this before, I feel like no different from a basketball NBA nigga, LeBron James, reaching back to show love, mentor, give some game to a high school or a college basketball player that's on the up and that's on the rise. You feel me? That eventually gonna be the face or the future of the NBA. That's gonna be something that's gonna push this league a step further. That's going to move the goalpost. That's how it should be with family. I had uncles around me, you feel me? I had a bunch of my mom, boyfriend, like I had men around me, but they ain't give me no game. I ain't have a conversation with a man about a condom. Dealing with women, strapping up. I don't know if them niggas was embarrassed or like intimidated to have that conversation, but that's one little thing. Like amongst a ton of other things, you know, when you think you like, damn, bro, I'm gonna be going from a boy to a man. You supposed to be trying to put me on game so I can help take the fam to the next level. I can help, you know what I'm saying? Like I can help, or I could be a good man, you know what I'm saying, one day, and you know, help and learn and know how to do certain things, you know what I'm saying, as a man. for our family, you know what I'm saying, our lineage, whatever the case may be, and for my own family, you know what I mean, the family I create. But yeah, I did a lot of shit, bro. And like I said, I'm glad I just made it through. I came out on the other side of it. But a lot of shit, bro, I ain't had no idea. I ain't know no better. You feel me? And it's nothing worse than knowing that you had people around you that should have been and could have been helping you. You know what I'm saying? But family could be jealous of you too, bro. You won't even understand it. You could be a child, they could be a grown-up, and they could be jealous of you. You might be getting the love and attention that they never got when they was kids. You know, even for me, I grew up, my grandma raised me for most of my childhood and my teenage years. So her son would come around, my uncle. You know, we close. He watched me grow up since a baby on up. I think that nigga was jealous because I was getting certain attention and I was getting a certain side from his mom that he never even got. You feel me? So I think like it was I'm just really realizing this shit in this moment of talking about it. I think the nigga was jealous of me. So he used to try to tear me down. He used to try to, you know, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I still hate that nigga for real. Like, I try to be cordial and I try to tell myself to be the bigger person. A lot of times we could be telling ourselves to be the bigger person and yeah, I wanna this time I'm gonna get him back by showing him I'm successful or showing him I didn't hold on to that or I'm over that or that's our thing, especially as black people. Like, we want to show people so bad that we over it or it don't bother us no more when it still do. And like when I see that nigga face, and sometimes when I think about that nigga, he put me in a certain mindset. You feel me? And I strongly dislike that nigga to this day. And he changed. You know what I'm saying? I guess, like I said, he had to see his kids grow up to not be shit. And you know, cause he thought he was like, they was the Huxtables. He thought he was like Bill Cosby or like Uncle Phil or some shit. And once he starts seeing that life real and they don't got no pics, cause he thought his kids was gonna be successful and everything. And when they fell on hard times and they was going through life's adversities, I don't know if the niggas start seeing like, damn, this nigga brain ain't that bad. You know, life really will kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. But yeah, a lot of times, like I said, bro, we just got people around us that's just telling us how wrong we is and how bad we is and how we made mistakes and how we ain't shit and all of that. And instead of doing that, instead of expressing that to us, you know, well, them expressing that to us instead of telling us or showing us ways that we could be better. You know what I'm saying? That shit important, bro. That's why I let my kids do them. Like, I let them be kids. You know what I mean? Because I was able to be a kid. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't had no story where I had to grow up all super fast. I was able to be a kid. I was a fucking Toys R Us kid. I was KB Toys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I you know, my grandma, she definitely did her shit with me. But I let my kids be kids. But one thing's for sure, bro. Two things for fucking certain. I can't hold on. I can't know that I have like information or my life experiences. I can't gatekeep that information. Knowing that could possibly help my kids on their journey. You can't want to talk to a nigga like you was dad. You can't want to discipline a nigga like you was dad. Or like you give a fuck. Or like that you know what I mean, you somebody. And don't give them, or don't give them the tools or don't set them up. Man or woman, you can't do all that yelling and fussing and cussing and whooping and all that. And on the flip side of that, bro, you ain't trying to help them become a better person, bro. That's like some of the lamest shit. That's like some of the corniest shit you could do. Why would you not want to empower that person? Why would you not want to help this person move the goalposts, make it a little bit further than where you made it? You could cuss them out and do all of that dad and mom shit, all that parental shit, but you can't help them. You know what I'm saying? So with my kids, bro, it's no question, and it's not. You can't say, "Oh, they're your kids. You supposed to." You can't say that, cause I know niggas, and I know of niggas that they got kids and they don't give them the things. They not giving them the tools that they need to navigate through this world, allowing them to avoid things. Imagine me having boys, all boys at that, and not trying to equip them with the things they need to be equipped with to navigate. Being with women, things to not do, being a follower, you know what I'm saying? Drugs, suppressing things, you know, not being able to express yourself, not being able to have a voice, ask questions, you know what I'm saying? You know, just everything, bro. I can't name them, but just everything that you may, anything you may need to know that I know. That's what I'm going to say, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like being intentional, being resilient, being a man of honor, integrity. You know what I mean? Having morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? How that friendship shit go. How it go with women, getting your heart broke. Love, saving money, learning how to write a check. Like whatever you gonna need in this fucking world to excel, to elevate, to navigate, I got you. How could I do all of the other shit, the negative shit, but I can't do the positive shit? We gotta have that balance, yin and yang. You could do all of that shit, talk crazy, put me down, all that. But nigga, it gotta be some game behind all that shit, bro. Gotta be some gems or some jewels behind all that shit, bro. And that's why I say, like, just looking back, I'm blessed. My story is written. I'm supposed to be where I'm at. I'm supposed to be going in the direction I'm going in. That's my story. That's my journey. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of my story. But I just sit here sometimes and I just think, like, damn, bro, that's where the chip come at. I made it this far on my fucking own, nigga. Ain't nobody help me, bro. I don't want niggas to even think for a little bit that I just be talking shit on these videos when I say that. Like, I mean that. Man or woman. My grandma spoiled me. She ain't instilled nothing in me. She had streaks of spoil in me, and I appreciate that. She allowed me to be a kid. I had the things that other kids had, so I ain't feel left out in that sense. But ain't nobody instilled nothing in me, bro. Ain't nobody give me no core values, morals, and principles, and you know what I'm saying? And they had it. Some of these people I'm talking about and some of these family members, they had it. Even if it ain't the best of the best. Jewels and gems and information is something. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like, I don't know. I just be looking like, damn, that shit crazy when you think about it, bro. You had people around you that don't even, them niggas ain't trying to help you, bro. Family is bullshit. Over and over again, I gotta say that. Like, keeping it real, family is bullshit. And that's where the chip come in at. Like, I made it on my own. I ain't make it, but I navigated pretty decently for a nigga that ain't have no guidance. No guidance. So